Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. So today I wanted to do something super different, switch it up 2 notches, and I wanted to do a Q&A. I went onto Instagram and I asked you guys to send me questions. So I have a ton of questions that you guys sent me, personal, makeup, things like that. And it is currently lunchtime, so I decided to go get me some sushi for lunch, and I was like, you know what? Let's just hang out, have like a lunch together. You guys can eat your lunch with me, and we can just chill and answer some personal questions. This is my sushi. It's the California combo, which is one of my favorites. I forgot to grab chopsticks, and I don't have any. So I'm gonna have to eat it with a fork, which I hate. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Look at how delicious that is. And oh, my mouth is watering. On top of that, I was like, you know what? To make this more of a girls' lunch, me and you hanging out, we're gonna have some wine. So let's pop this open. This is the only wine I drink just because I'm not a alcohol drinking person. I just can't handle alcohol, so I just don't even drink it. And this one has a pretty low percentage of alcohol and you can't taste it. So this is the Stella Rose Black. So yeah, you guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, and if you're not new, then welcome back. Grab your cafecito and actually grab your glass of wine, and let's get started with this mukbang Q&A girls lunch. I don't know what I want to call this. Okay, finally got it open. Let's get some wine going, and let's start with the Q&A. I'm only gonna pour a little bit because I'm not trying to get buzzed or anything. Let me know in the comment section down below what your favorite wine is. I haven't tried the other Stella Rose. I just always stick to this one, the black, because again, I like what I like. So let's take a sip of our wine first. Cheers. Oh my gosh, so good. Let's pull up the questions and we're just gonna go in order. I'm not gonna say names in case people don't want their names like put out there. But I will insert the question here and then maybe blur out the picture of the person or crop it out. So somebody's asking, are you going to get more puppies or 2 of them is enough? Love your makeup tutorials. Thank you so much. 2 puppies is definitely more than enough. Cosmo is the senior. Where is he? Oh, he just went upstairs. He's over there. That's like his spot. Cleo is usually right here with me, but she's actually outside. I'm standing right in front of my windows in my living room. But 2 puppies is more than enough for me. Oh, my mouth is watering. Let's take a bite. I love ginger. It just refreshes your palate. So good. Yeah, 2 dogs is more than enough for me, you guys. And they're not even like bad dogs or anything. They're not a handful or anything like that. But just having 2 kids, 2 dogs, I don't know. I love dogs, and I wouldn't say like I'm a huge animal person, but I always grew up with dogs. My mom couldn't afford to buy us dogs. So what we would do is we would just find stray dogs and we would feed them like weenies or like the hard tortillas that my mom would accidentally burn. We would feed it to the dogs, or sometimes my stepdad would bring dogs, or my mom, I don't remember really, and then we would just keep them, but they would always die. They would die of parvo, they would get ran over. So nunca nos duraban los perros, but we loved having dogs. So I definitely grew up with dogs, which is why I like having dogs now. But yeah, 2 is more than enough. Also, somebody is asking if I am going to have more kids, and I think this was a very common question as well, if I'm planning to have more kids. So if you're new to my channel, I do have two kids. I have a 9-year-old girl and a 2-year-old boy, and I do not want any more kids. I think two is perfect. I have the best of both worlds. I have a girl, I have a boy, and even though the age gap is really big, Lonnie is so helpful, you guys. Like, she is just, oh my gosh, I don't like to use this word, but she's like the perfect child. Like, she's just so amazing, and I love the time that I can spend with her, but then I also love that Lincoln is so little that I can still see him grow up. So I think two is perfect for me. I don't see myself having another kid, really. Sushi and wine? Oh my gosh. I never thought of that. It goes so good together. Okay, let's move on to another question. Somebody asked advice on how to keep the intimacy going in a marriage slash long relationship. So me and my husband have been married for 2 years, but we've been together for 10 years. I think each marriage hits like a bump in the road where you kind of lose that fire. So for me and my husband, I think it's really important for us to just keep things not necessarily spicy, but spend time with each other, make time for each other, because it's so easy to get caught up with life with your kids and lose that intimacy that you're supposed to have with your husband. So definitely just try to do things that your husband like or that you like as well. Watching movies together, watching shows. That's what me and my husband do every night after we put the kids to sleep. We watch a show. We've watched Breaking Bad. We've watched, right now we're watching Ozark, which is such a good show. And then we also watched, oh my gosh, what's it called? I'm drawing a blank here, but I will write the name here if I can remember. And that just creates like a bond, and we have that intimate time together. Somebody's asking, do you feel like you don't have enough support from other influencers? That's a great question. No, I really don't think so. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I sometimes repost influencers that support me, not all the time because I'm really bad at posting on Instagram. I'm just always doing something, but I feel like I have enough influencer friends that show me support, and I'm so appreciative of that. I don't expect for people to be posting my content all the time or sharing my content all the time, because it's just not realistic. People have their own lives. But yeah, I think I have enough support of the influencers that I consider my friends. Cheers. This one has like tahini or something at the top, and it has cucumbers. So good. I love cucumbers. Somebody's asking, do you see yourself doing this for the rest of your life? I think so. I think I see myself doing YouTube for the rest of my life. Maybe not just makeup tutorials, like transitioning to like lifestyle vlogs like this. I can see myself doing that. But I would incorporate other things. But as long as YouTube is a platform, I would do it. I love what I do. It's fun. I have a lot of you guys' support. And then on top of that, I get the freedom of being a stay-at-home mom, which I'm incredibly blessed and so thankful that you guys have made that possible. Because without your support, obviously, I would not be able to stay at home mom and just be a full-time influencer. Somebody's asking, what is the hardest thing about being a mom? Oh my gosh, girl, what isn't hard about being a mom? I don't know. I think the hardest thing about being a mom is learning not to lose yourself. As moms, I think sometimes we can be very selfless and we put everybody before us. And I think it's important for you to also focus on yourself, because mental health will come in play. If you're not okay, your kids will not be okay, your family will not be okay. So I think just being a mom in general, it's hard. We're the ones, we don't have days off. We don't have sick days. We don't get PTO. We don't get to take a break. Like, that's just not reality. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. My husband, he's a very awesome man, and he will let me take breaks if I tell him, I'm like, babe, I need to go to Target. I need to go to Ulta. I need to go just, have some me time. He's totally cool with that. But I think it's important to remember not to lose yourself. Just because you're a mom, you're also a person, and just don't forget to take care of yourself. And also, I think it's hard to sometimes knowing where to draw the line between being a friend and then being a mom. Sometimes, like, I see it in myself. I want Leilani to have that friendship with me, but knowing when to draw the line of, okay, she sees me as just her friend versus her mother. It's a healthy relationship for her to trust you and talk to you and create that bond of just trust in general. But yeah, does social media pay well? I love your videos. Are you done having kids? Social media can definitely pay you very well. Even as a micro influencer, you can make really, really good money off of YouTube. So, for example, I make a lot of my personal money off of sponsorships, collaborations, and brand deals. That's where I make most of my money. I do make some money off of YouTube, but definitely sponsorships, collabs, and things like that. That's where you make most of your money. I'm not drinking it anymore. I might drink some for dinner, but not anymore. Okay, I think I'm just gonna put these away, honestly. I'm kind of full. So we're just gonna save those. That was super delicious. I love sushi. We recently went to this sushi place that just opened. It's like an all-you-can-eat sushi and Mongolian food or something like that. It was so good. Somebody asked, how are you doing? Love your videos. Thank you. I'm doing well. I think I get a little, I don't want to use the word depressed because I don't think I've ever felt depression. And I know that's a very strong word, and sometimes it gets tossed around easily, but I do get sad during the holidays, especially because I see like all my uncles, and my mom is in Utah right now with my youngest sister, and just missing all that, like missing my family, missing all the events, like my tios. You guys, if you have crazy uncles that are like fun and like they make you laugh and just jokesters, I think that's the word. You know what I mean? That's how my tios are, and I miss that so much. I just miss that family bond. I miss being out there. I don't miss weather. I miss my friends. So I do get a little sad during the holidays, but I try to remember what I have now, which is health. I have my kids. My kids are healthy. My husband is healthy. We have a home. We have food, so there's a lot to be grateful for. Somebody is asking, how do you like Houston, Texas? So I like it, you guys. I like it so much. I'm still getting used to it. We've only been here for almost not only, we've been here for almost 2 years, and the heat is something that I have not adjusted myself to. But I love Houston. It's so beautiful. Like, now that I've gone back to Utah and I've compared the two, I'm like, Houston is definitely beautiful. There's so much green here. I love the rain. Just last night we had this huge thunderstorm, and just hearing the raindrops, the roaring. Oh my gosh, I love rain so much. And Utah is very dry, but the snow is beautiful. So I love it. I love it here so far. Top questions is, how do you like living in Texas, and then if I'm gonna have kids? So I've already answered those. Let's see. If you could live without one food for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? If I could live without one food, probably celery. I do not like celery. I know celery is really good for you, and it adds a lot of flavor to like broth or whatever meal you add it in, but I do not like it. I don't like the flavor of it, especially when it's raw. Oh, there's something about the crunch. Literally, I am getting the chills just talking about it. I do not like celery, so I would be more than happy if celery did not exist. Another question is, do you get overwhelmed some days by the kids being a little too needy? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I guess yes, it does happen. But again, I get a lot of help from my husband. He's such an amazing father, and when he gets home, usually, like I said, if I need to go run errands, like that's my scapegoat. I'm like, I'm out. I don't do it often, but thankfully my kids are very calm. Lonnie definitely has my demeanor. She's very calm. She doesn't get angry easily or anything like that. Oh my gosh, my camera is overheating. Um, Let me turn this off for a second and I'll be right back. While I waited for my camera to stop overheating, I poured me a little bit more wine. So let's continue on with the questions. How tall are you and your hubby? How did you two meet? So I am 5 feet. I am short, you guys. I am tiny. I'm a super short person. And my husband is 5'11". So he's almost 6. So he's way taller than me. And we met technically in high school. Like I knew of him. I don't know if he knew of me because I was like super quiet, super unpopular. But then we met through Facebook, through just like mutual friends, technically. And one of his now best friends, Fernando, is married to my sister, which is so awesome. So technically, Facebook. Somebody asked, what has shaped you into the person you are today? What's the greatest lesson you have learned? Oh my gosh, what has shaped me into the person that I am today? I think my past, I've had a really hard past, you guys. I know you only see this and like the background and the makeup and all the glam, but I've had a really rough life. Just from growing up, I didn't grow up with a dad. My dad passed away when I was only 2 years old. And then just growing up, you know, like my childhood, my mom was an amazing mom. She did the best she could, being a single mom. But it was definitely rough. I had a really rough life. And then we ended up uprooting our life when we lived in Mexico, and we went to Mexico, actually live in Mexico, due to some issues that happened at home. And that just it created a lot of trauma for me, and I think to this day I still have a lot of like unresolved trauma that I have not dealt with, but it made me a very strong person mentally. I feel like I can handle a lot of things that are thrown at me mentally. I was forced to grow up really quickly, and I was still very immature because I needed my mom and I didn't live with her from like 16 up until now. So it was like my mom became a stranger to me because just this circumstances of the time. So definitely, I think just what I went through has made me a very strong person, very strong-willed. And I think what just taught me, like everything that I went through, was to be grateful for what I have and to forgive the people that hurt me in the past. Because for a long time I held grudge, and let me tell you that holding grudges does nothing for your soul. So just forgiving, you know. Another question is, what is your dream career? I think being a business owner. That is my dream career, whatever it is. I don't know what I want to own, but I definitely want to have a business of my own, some sort of investment or something like that. But yeah, if you asked me maybe like 10 years ago what my dream career would be, I would have said either a medical examiner or a detective. Like, I think that's why I love crime shows so much, is because I genuinely wanted to study law, but I I didn't have the money for it. I didn't have a lot of support, and I've never really been book smart, so I don't think I would have gone through it, honestly. So last question I'm going to answer is the best advice you use or remind yourself. I think the best way I can answer that is to take time to know yourself. And I truly believe that, because if you don't know yourself, if you don't take the time to know who you are, you will struggle with self-identity for a long time. And I did for a very long time. It literally took me almost till my 30s. I'm 32 now, to learn a lot about myself. My 30s have been probably the best years of my life. I feel so confident. I am confident in my body, in my face, just in life in general. So never stop just learning about yourself, and really take time to just know who you are, what you're passionate about, what you like and dislike, and what you are willing to change and what you're not willing to change. So yeah, I think that's it, you guys. I hope I answered all the questions. And if you have any more, let me know in the comments and I will try to answer them as much as I can. Other than that, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for drinking wine. Thank you for having sushi with me. I love you all. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Cheers.